The question is, can you use Vue.js for enterprise applications? On this episode, we're going to talk about just that. First, before we go down that path, let's talk about what is an enterprise application. What's your definition of enterprise? Is it just scale? Is it the consumer? Is it how your application reacts? Scalability is a core feature in enterprise applications. So, how scalable are you on both the front end and the back end? Are you bound to the front end or are you bound to the back end when it comes to bottlenecks that do show up? Are you using a CDN? How fast can we get to market? That's very important. Sometimes when you use frameworks, they get in the way of coding. These all should play a factor in your choice on whether or not you're really building an enterprise application and what it means to build an enterprise application. When I look at Vue and my decision to choose that as the framework to use for enterprise apps that I've worked on in the past, it's boiled down to a few things. Speed. Vue.js loads extremely fast and it manipulates the data in a very efficient way. Memory leakage, performance, all of that under the hood is very well taken care of within Vue.js. So it runs fast, it loads fast, and it displays your data very efficiently. Ease of use. Vue.js is really easy to get started with. There aren't many complicated features and add-ons and things that you need just to use Vue as it is and to take advantage of some really complicated and some very robust features. Everything from iterators with Vue with v-for or v-if, v-show, those things are just easy to understand and makes it much simpler to get to market faster because you're no longer fighting with a framework. Are you thinking about using Vue.js for your next application? You have questions or comments? Please leave some feedback in the comment section below. I would love to talk about it some more. Community. Vue.js has a massive community and a dedicated one. So you're guaranteed to find answers to questions that you have or anything that does arise. You have many places from Facebook to Twitter and even Vue conferences. There are places where you can meet developers or be able to easily share information, and that's big. Size and scalability. Vue.js natively supports Webpack's chunking features, so you can actually import your code as necessary. So instead of loading your Vue router with 17 pages up front and making a massive initial application load, you can load just one page, which is your home page, and everything else dynamically loads. So if your user goes to the home page, you're not downloading 6, 7, 8 pages all at once that they may never visit. Along with that, Vue also supports dynamically loading components. So if you have a data grid that is massive and has dependencies that go into the 2 or 3 megabytes, you don't have to load that up front. You can actually dynamically load it once it's needed. So if you have your Vue component hidden from the DOM, the moment it becomes visible, it will load at that moment. That's amazing. And it's simple. Nothing extra you have to do. Just import your component dynamically, give it a Vue if or a Vue show, and that's it. Nothing new you have to do. No wiring up. One of the things that I love about Vue is from a team perspective, it's easy to onboard new developers quickly because of how straightforward it is. You're not doing a whole bunch of files. You're not doing 3 or 4 files in order to build an application, which managers and stakeholders love because you can easily and quickly get to market. And that's the key. You want to get to market fast, simply, and reliably. Be sure to check the description section below for more resources on using Vue.js for enterprise, as well as some other things that'll help you along your way. The Vue CLI tool allows you to quickly set up your project with unit testing, end-to-end testing, as well as Vue single page components with a ton of other features, including ESLinting. So you can rest assured that your Vue project can be scaffolded in a very configurable, but dependable and predictable way. Can you use Vue.js for enterprise application? 100%. I've used it on many applications and I'm going to continue using it. The speed, the performance, the quality, the reliability. After using some of the heavy hitter frameworks, I can say that most of my Vue.js applications get to market faster and more reliable than the other ones do. Yes, you have a massive community with some of them, but that community does not help you finish your project. What helps you finish your project is being able to work with developers, to communicate, to be able to share code, and to reliably trust that when new versions come out, you aren't going to break your previous ones. Vue is a very strong, reliable framework, and I would 100% recommend checking it out for your next enterprise application. Thanks for watching this video on Vue.js and enterprise applications. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you want to learn more. And if you have something that you need a little more secrecy to, please just DM me and we can talk about it offline. Hey, let's continue our conversation in other places as well. You can find me on the web at Medium at eAbelard, on Twitter at eAbelard, on it. Oh, you can't talk while I'm doing it. It's going to record your tea. You have to be quiet while recording. Okay? You're doing awesome. High five. Okay?